Hey guys, so today I was browsing our MTF on Reddit, which is a really great subreddit resource for people who are assigned male at birth, going through transition, a great resource for them. So I saw this thread that really spoke to me, and I want to kind of pose the question to you guys as well. It's by you, Springtime Cool, and I will post the link below in the description. The question is, are there any trans women on YouTube who talk about anything besides being trans and or makeup? And I'll go on. I hope the title doesn't come off as harsh. I'm not saying these are bad topics. In fact, I don't mind these topics at all. I'm just curious if there are any who talk about other stuff, and if you could point me in their direction. Thanks. And that's something I struggle with too. I know in one of my earlier videos I mentioned my top 3 inspirations, other YouTubers, and specifically trans YouTubers. And most of them do talk about trans issues or do a lot of makeup stuff. I'll mention them again, I'll link them below as well. There was ContraPoints, Claire Michelle, and Maya Henry. Those were my top 3. But yeah, this question is something I struggle with too, especially just starting out on YouTube. I don't want to, pigeonhole myself into that sort of genre or that layer of content. I don't want that to be the sole thing that I talk about. And so far on my channel, I know I only have 5 or 6 videos, but that's kind of what I talk about right now. And I would like to branch out. So I guess what I'd like to pose to you is, what would you like to see me do? What kind of content, what kind of videos would you like to see me create? For instance, I'm a really big Star Trek fan. I'm a huge nerd, and that's very topical right now, especially with the new Star Trek Picard coming out. It's something I'd love to talk about, as well as the old TNG movies and stuff. I do have a background in literary theory and film theory. I went to university for English Lit, as well as creative writing. So I can speak to literary theory and film analysis with a modicum of authority. I'm not like an expert, but I do have knowledge on it. I do have resources to talk about this stuff, with education behind it and with reason behind it. I'm not just some random talking head talking about that, or I wouldn't be. So that's something I might like to talk about. I also play Star Trek Online, so I could do some streams of that maybe. Yeah, so, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see, what you'd like to see me talk about, or what kind of videos you'd like to see from me in the future. Another comment in that thread that I saw was really good was from Chaoswolf1982, who said, I imagine the reason so many of us do is because, well, most of us never got to indulge in who we are and the trappings of femininity involved in it. Some of us still can't. So it's like trying to play constant catch-up to make up for what was missed. That, I think, is a very, very smart answer. I think that's it speaks to something very true. I know for me specifically, because when I talk about these trans issues on my channel, I am talking from my specific lens, and I'm very careful to mention that, this is my lens, this is my perspective. It's not true for everyone, and it shouldn't be. Everyone has commonalities, but we're all very different. But I think that's one of the big reasons for me, at least, is because, I feel like my channel is kind of a safe place for me to discuss and talk about these things that are really near and dear to me, and kind of put a voice to these issues that I need to sometimes just talk through. I know I mentioned in my last video about how there are some issues that I will talk about, like dysphoria, that I use as almost a self-therapy, and if it helps some people understand it, that's even better. I had quite a few of my friends actually message me after they saw the video and tell me that, it really put into perspective exactly what I'm going through, because they understood it, or they had an idea of it, but they didn't really get it, until someone like me was able to describe it for them and to put it into focus. So I think that's really important. But then again, like I said, I don't want that to be my sole type of content. I do want to branch out, and I do want to do more things. So, yeah, like I said, let me know, and we'll see. I hope to see you again soon.